one, and here we go. And hello, viewers, and welcome back to Not For Broadcast. On the previous episode, we did the 20-week war, and things went off the rail when Advance basically dropped four nuclear bombs into 4 other countries, and now things have gone awry. So let's see how this continues. And yeah, Advance is pretty much no longer thinking for good people. So yeah, so let's dive right in and see what this broadcast will bring us. Alright, day 912, the Uprising. A year and a half since Liberation Night.
Can you hear me? This is Alan James.
Oh god.
The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help. Throughout this broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us. With your help, we can tip the balance in our favor. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
Okay, got it. Alright, let's get our station set up, and we are live.
How should I know?
What, you haven't heard from him?
He's a wanted criminal, Colin.
So's my nan, but she never missed her birthday.
Alright.
Just armed robbery, resisting arrest, double homicide on the same bloke.
Censor.
She's right laugh.
Alright.
He's got this far.
Few seconds, and we got a new component.
10 seconds, everybody.
Oh yeah, we already went through this.
Annoying, probably.
Alright.
Going in
5, 4,
4,
3, 2, 1. You're on the air.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolf.
Okay.
Our top stories tonight. Future legend. It's been 40 days since Disrupt conducted multiple attacks across the territories. During the coordinated action, subsequently dubbed the Night of Fire, emergency services were kept busy at the agricultural centres, while a series of covert attacks were carried out
Jeremy
freeing
is still
political
in
prisoners,
prison.
including former newsman Jeremy Donaldson. Nothing has been heard from the missing journalist since the violent Disrupt attack on his convoy 6 weeks ago. Donaldson was on his way back to Betterment after his notorious court appearance. All of us here at Channel 1 hope that wherever he is now, he's safe. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed
Oh,
that the
now we're
programme
getting
is now
into
in full
territory
operation, providing
numbers.
free food for every
Oh,
citizen
goody.
in the
This is
future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war
dystopian
has
at this
blossomed into a
point.
social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world. Jack Tractor Pants, spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley
I
or
see
the
what you're doing
culinary
there.
skills of a professional footballer. If I were a rich man, problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets and mandatory grovelling zones. In an annoying show of petulance, the former elites drove their luxury vehicles at 10 miles per hour up and down the motorways of their respective territories.
Damn.
The coordinated protest of elites inconvenienced several 100,000 of their employees. Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today, as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. Asked about the impressive display earlier today, Disrupt spokesperson Alan James said that the movement was reaching what he described as a critical mass. A poor choice of words given recent history. And a few stories we've been following for a while reached their conclusions tonight. Swing low, sweet chariot. The national outbreak of
Oh my God.
syndrome has been finally traced back to the activities of Remington's Fist. What
Oh
had
my
first
God.
seemed
I
like
don't
a
know
booming
if I should
success for
censor
Sophia
this.
Remington's pet project has ended uncomfortably for men throughout the territories. A slightly tipsy Sophia, who resigned this morning, commented that the men should stop whinging before driving off so quickly that one photographer's foot and both of his nuts were run over in the kerfuffle after falling out of the bottom of his trousers. A painful end to a difficult reign for the youngest female CEO in history. Fun guy. Unexpected news today as two familiar scientists announced the birth of an extraordinary child. The underground struggle of doctors David Wong and
Hooray!
English Morgan Horgan's ward captured the hearts of people around the world.
At least
And
they
after
made
an
it
arduous
out.
return voyage, which took over a year, the couple say they've never been happier. Baby Dante is said to be healthy, if a bit partial to the airing cupboard. Man on. Footballer Johnny Handsleeves and his new wife Tiffany Lamore proudly announced today that their little team was 1-0 up at full time, which apparently means that they're having a baby. Once beset by tabloid controversy, Johnny seems to be settling well into family life, calling this latest news the ultimate golden goal, if a golden goal also peed on you. All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangley Parks for the notice board, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
1. Go.
But first, 500 days after the loss of a fine leader and a great man, the start of tonight's programme is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement. Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
we're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick?
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days. She's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what?
Seems like we've lost some signal there for a moment. Well, we will be going live to that
What the
groundbreaking
hell?
ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak peek at the designs, and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right. It seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park. Patrick.
What's going on?
Thank you, Megan.
Why is Patrick a woman now?
Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but
Wait,
any moment now,
wonder why
Julia
they
Salisbury
replaced the
will
old
step out
Bannon
on
with a
stage
new
behind me
Alex,
person.
Bosun here.
Oh.
Boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly. For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
slowly gathering since this afternoon.
This is Alan. You can undermine them here and help us win hearts and minds. Make him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
And it seems like the ceremony is getting
Oh,
underway.
here we go.
Here is Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends. 500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television. First moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences.
Yeah, Peter Clemens does have a way with
Peter taught
cursing.
us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me.
Yeah, he's no
He had more
saint.
regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase.
Can't believe we're destroying this guy's
It speaks to the
reputation
strength of his
just to
character.
make a point.
That he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements, his faults as well as his talents. Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
Yeah, that would do it.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago. Moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself. And I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked. And from behind me, I heard, "Christ, pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way, you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate, sensitive,
And an alcoholic
a brilliant
abuser.
thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man.
Oh, 1985.
This
is the year.
glorious nation of ours, so beautiful and new, this shining beacon of
Thank you, Alex. There'll be another opportunity to steer public perception soon. It's really starting. You'll know when.
his accomplishments,
You got a bad feeling.
the future he forged, the boundaries he pushed. To me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Shall we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Whoa!
Now, Alex, control the message.
I'm not leaving, I can't!
Oi!
You two, come with me! Don't panic!
You're hurting me!
Well, stop resisting then. Stop resisting and we'll let you up.
I'm not resisting! Ah!
What are you doing?
I'm not resisting! You all saw! I'm not resisting!
Turn the camera off. National Night News. We have the right to be here. I said turn the fucking camera off. I said turn the camera off. Oh, who the fuck are you?
Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear anything.
Yes. Medics are coming. You sit down.
I can't hear
you are from the National Nightly News.
Well, then you can consider this payback. Salisbury's still here. Salisbury's still here. Julia Salisbury! You were guilty of the murder of more than 10 million people. Justice!
Like an aunt.
Haven't you done enough? Look around you!
Fucking
This is
time.
what your precious freedom looks like in
See, you totally see him kill a peaceful protester.
Break windows, draw them out. They can't stop us all. Resist.
Lower your weapons!
Location secure.
Lower your weapons!
What are you doing? Come on! Shut that off. I said turn it off. Shut that off. I said turn it off.
Shocking scenes from the capital there exclusively on the National Nightly News, and our apologies to any of our viewers who might have found this evening's events upsetting. But at the National Nightly News, we believe in bringing you the raw, unedited truth as it happens. And we make no apology for that. We'll update you on the latest from this disrupt attack later in the programme, but when we come back, it's time for happier pursuits, and you know what that means by now. Don't go
3,
away.
2,
We'll be back
1.
after this.
That didn't go so well, Alex. But we can turn it around in the next segment.
I did very good.
Mrs. Neal, love money. What do you love? Here, buy yourself something nice. Buy yourself something twice as nice. Buy yourself something thrice as nice.
There's a revolution happening outside, and we're off to
Crazy deal. Pay for yourself.
That's journalism, apparently.
We get set for the next sequence.
Come on in. Tell them about our throne.
A plus.
Thrones for big bucks. Here.
Look at that shiny
The
A.
more you spend, the more you save. We've got
Wow, did really good.
thrones you can throw at stones. Stones as big as thrones. What do we got?
But we got the second tape set up for
to put in your doorway. What do we got?
Oh.
we're just showing what the truth is going on. So,
We've got all sorts of crazy stuff.
and you totally saw
You want it in gold? We've got it in gold. We've got
peacefully protesting.
gold-plated cars, gold-plated helicopter, gold-plated jet plane. We've got gold-plated gold. We gold-plated.
Well, at least Crazy Neil is having a good time being rich.
Alex, during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
I don't think he can do that without getting caught.
Megan, this is your new makeup artist, Craig.
No.
What?
No.
10
Okay.
seconds, everybody. Sorry, Craig.
Getting things set up.
Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Here we go. You're on the air.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolf. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature, the Notice Board. But before we do, let's chat with Philippa Radon. Tell me, why do you think the public love the Notice Board so much?
It's real. There, I said it. It connects with people. You know, people look at us and they say, those are real people struggling with real problems.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV.
People like you.
Yeah, precisely. Unfortunately, then I was interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
Yes, well, I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, the Notice Board is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so successful?
It's a combination of so many things. My hard work, my talent, my look.
Wow, you really have a lot to thank you for.
Hey. You're welcome.
We've just heard our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense of responsibility now.
I don't want to risk
I've been
it.
entrusted with something precious, and that I should use that platform for good.
Yeah, I think that's really important, that we should use this platform to do good in the world. I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many underprivileged children as I can.
We Alex. You there? See if you can get a message to...
Better access to education or, reducing child poverty.
Oh, no, by adopting as many as I can get my hands on.
Oh, okay. How many children have you adopted?
Oh, we're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s.
Goodness, that is a lot of children.
Yeah, once we finish putting them into the guest room, I'll have to put a futon in the laundry cupboard.
Oh, you really are some sort of hero.
Hey, I live a privileged life. What can I say? I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering.
Oh, children. Were their lives really that bad before?
Oh, they're Northerns, I presume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think, actually, that only 1 in 10,000 children have a celebrity parent.
I'd never thought of it that way before.
And I'm doing everything I can to fix those numbers.
What do you think it is about your life that's so desirable, then?
Well, it's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water, so actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
Now that I can relate to. Right, you better go off and get ready. That was Philippa Radin sharing some thoughts about her lifestyle. I think it's really important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough from me. Let's go now over to Dangly Parts for the final ever episode of the Notice Board.
Here we go, the notice board. Let's keep going.
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh wait, perhaps I do. Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
No, I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course. Keep forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know! It's a disgrace. Somebody has
We've managed to get the location code out through back channels. All you need to do is give them the go code. Give them 3 boos in a row for the next 3 cues. 3 boos, Alex.
Careful, Vicar. It looks heavy.
Ha! They don't call me the Right Reverend. Ripped for no reason.
Yes!
It's no good.
It looks like all those crucifix classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to move it.
2 for 2. Fantastic.
Looks like all those lifting classes were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for me, a strong and capable
Well done, Alex. Let's hope that turned things round.
strong enough to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town? Hi!
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferrets struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-lit. One.
God!
Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry, we won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature. But really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fate. Or my name's not Captain Danger Evans. The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
Yes.
It's the morning of the village fete. It's thanks to theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up for a show that will be far too expensive for live television.
I'm going to set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First, I'm running the tombola. Then, I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
That damn ferret has struck again.
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just have to cancel the fate.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you, the vicar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
But how did you know?
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do smell of urine.
Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
Or perhaps eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
Which brings me on to my third clue. The vicar said that he had no more room for jam.
Almost as if he'd had his fill.
Precisely.
But you managed to figure it all out from that?
Well, I also found this at the scene.
That proves nothing. No!
Get him out of here, officer!
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Hey, come on. Let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well.
And that's the end of the final segment of...
That was it, the final ever episode of the Notice Board, and what a way to end it. Thank you as always to Jeff, Philippa and Tommy. After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning.
3,
so don't change
2,
that channel.
1,
We'll be right back.
and...
That's the ads.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well done,
get...
everybody.
Wow! What a brilliant run, eh? After party at my place, eh?
What advert is this, Alex? Don't remember passing it for broadcast. Think you made a mistake there.
I've got 4 kinds of sausage. Hey, you. You coming to the after party? Oh,
See, yeah, I did terrible.
One last push, Alex. We're closing in. One of the guests in the last section is working with us. You'll be asked to censor on our behalf.
Oh, God.
If you do it right, the final orders will be given. We'll get 3 chances. Get at least 2 of them right, and we're going to win this thing. It's happening, Alex. Tonight we take it back.
Damn straight. I don't know if we ever seen this person before, but, yeah, I'm not entirely sure that we have seen her, but Mr. Bozeman is not gonna like me for helping the government. Helping disrupt, but Yeah, that booming is getting a little closer. Okay, here we go. Final segment.
Sorry, Mom, I'm really not supposed to say.
Are we safe?
Hi.
Oh god, we got a musical segment.
Ask if you need a touch up.
Did she?
This is gonna suck.
That's my shade, is it?
Yeah.
This is my shade.
Alright, you'll be on the air in 20 seconds.
You can run back to Jenny now.
Our only hope.
Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me.
Only hope.
At all, like at all.
They've said no one's died,
Now
that's all I can
lies.
say.
10 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
She is in tears.
Alright, alright.
4,
2,
3.
1, you're on the air.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the flowers of a happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wants, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse, oh, John. We're having a baby.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at Good Club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3. No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again. No more snap decisions to go on to a club. You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only glue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's thrown.
We're our top priority.
I look after you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife. We got a childless life. No one wails and no one bawls. No one draws things on the walls.
A happy husband.
A wonderful wife. We got a childless life.
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a baby. No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days.
We're
I think I did
Amazing.
super good.
The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the capital theatre district. And we'll be touring the territories later this year. Right then, come on you lot, come on down.
Those explosions are getting a bit bigger.
Hello. Hi, Megan.
Hi. It's an honour to be here.
Oh, really? Are you fans of the show?
Yes.
Used to be. Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
With matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script. But no, it's very much a team effort.
Oh, that's fantastic. How rude of me. I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack. Hi,
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Jennifer Boren-Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Satley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J. With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times? You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it. And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples. You know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, not exactly.
I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill. Jen.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical. It was very confusing. Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing.
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which
is less truthful.
We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh, God, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Mimbley Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital. It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing. So peaceful, no singing.
This piece isn't political.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
It's about children and why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem. Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
Wow, this isn't about me. Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie. They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
You're very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one. Because you're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got you back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it?
Well,
go ahead.
It's a tragedy, obviously. Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
I'm dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though. probably said too much already.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research, and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place, so...
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Fascinating. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The no voice there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening. An attack which I myself have been found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave. Not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here. Or Palisades. Or lemonade. Right. So, is the situation now? Are we safe?
Yes. The security services performed their duties without hesitation, and I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, no civilian deaths.
Sorry, did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the 4 disrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement, who were, as always, so cohesive. If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Of course, the camera. Speak there on the camera.
That's gonna be a little.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Oh dear.
Thank you, Prime Minister. For those
I got a bad
strong words
about
of strength. Back to the studio. Megan now in studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon there, bravely reporting from the front line of tonight's horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick. That brings us to the end of tonight's National Night News. But before we go,
victory is in sight, my friends. You have mobilized. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters. As I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their mouthpiece, Channel 1.
Wait,
time
that's
to
my
wake
job!
up.
out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and well, it's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building the new future. Equality,
okay.
fairness, and resources for all.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and...
We've done it, Alex. Tonight is the beginning of the fall of France.
Oh my god. What have I done? What? No, no, do not. Oh. What? Please, no. Oh no, you blew up the tower. Well, there goes my job. Oh, what the? Oh, I think I kind of backed up the wrong side. Sequence A, Sequence C, A, and overall A. Disrupt destroyed the Channel 1 broadcast tower. All offensive words were censored. An interference-free show. An exceedingly poor edit. Advance angered by content. Disrupt effectively silenced. Disrupt interfered with the show. But I still got an A. You have received a small bonus. Nothing you can't afford. And Crazy Neil. Deals. And let's press on. And Advance hates us, but Disrupt and Channel 1 still love us. So let's head over to the rushes. And yeah, I did these already because I had to do this recording twice, and I'm not very happy about it, okay? So I'm not very happy on how it went.
So?
Jesus, so what?
How's he doing?
How should I know?
What, you haven't heard from him?
He's a wanted criminal, Colin.
So's my nan, but she never misses a birthday.
Your grandmother's on the run, Colin.
Yeah. Armed robbery, resisting arrest, double homicide on the same bloke. She's right laugh.
I hope he's alright.
This only happens if you didn't
He's got this far,
help
and
Jeremy,
my brother was
but
fine.
yeah, I
Going in 10
did
seconds, everybody.
2
I wonder
recordings.
what they're doing to him.
So,
Hanging him, probably.
Jeremy might have escaped
Going in
from
5,
prison.
4,
So,
3.
yeah, that's good news. Knowing that he's okay. Peter's Memorial. So what was going on between, I want to know what was up with the gender swap.
All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangly Parts for the notice board, as well as getting a
Alright,
sneak peek at the
let's see
hottest
what was
ticket
going
in
on.
town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
And titles, 30 please.
You know, I was so pissed off with Colin yesterday, and I couldn't remember why. And I racked my brain, and it was a dream.
That'll be all, thanks.
He had the body of a goat and the face of my mother. I'll tell you all about it later, yeah?
Yeah. Jenny, I want her out of here by the end of the titles, and I want a new one by the break.
Right.
Wow.
She's just complacent, and worse, she's a dream person.
Right away, Megan.
Look, Fox, I'm not being funny, right, am I? But you wouldn't see Megan Wolf down here, would you? No, not anymore. I'll tell you, look at them over there. I had to battle through 10 of those bastards on the way in. They wouldn't let me come in.
Whoa.
One of them grabbed my arm, wouldn't let go. I'll tell you, it's lucky I've been managing my own form of self-defence. Worked myself out because bang! Straight on the floor, down on the ground. Good night, Mr. Tom. He's not getting up. I'll tell you what, I'm getting sick and tired of this. If I had to stand around here for too much longer, listening to that old bitch, lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard...
Patrick.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days.
There.
Now, she's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that... Hello, Megan, you join me here live from the what? Oh.
Oh, what the hell? I love that actor.
Thank you, Megan. I'm...
You know Patrick Benton. What happened to Patrick Benton? Yeah, we all know what happens here. We go through a memorial of Peter Clemens, who died from liver failure because of drinking alcohol. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Then the terrorist attack.
The Peter Clement Memorial.
See our reaction. and she has that CCO watching over her, so I don't think she's not allowed to talk bad about. Okay, she's staying quiet. Yeah, she's shocked by this turn of events.
Exclusively on the national in the program, but
right,
does anyone know if everyone's safe? Are the crew okay?
All fine. The bomb was a good distance from the unit base.
Oh my god, this is becoming a weekly event.
No, it's different tonight. This is the big one.
Great. So there's a revolution happening outside, and we're after dangly fucking parts.
That's journalism, apparently. Can we get set for the next sequence?
Okay, yeah, she is terrified of Disrupt. Getting more bold. The notice board finale.
Megan, this is your new makeup artist, Craig.
No.
What?
No.
10 seconds, everybody. Sorry, Craig. It's a no. Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Oh, Craig was the replacement.
Welcome back to the National Night.
Okay, if we'd gone there, we would have improved Disrupt, but we would have gotten to more issues and more of the notice board.
Fate.
Okay, we've seen all of this.
Well done, everybody.
Whoa!
We're on. That's the ads. Well done, everybody.
Whoa! What a brilliant run, eh? After party at my place, eh? Yeah? Hey, I've got a new grill out back. I've got 4 kinds of sausage. Hey, you. You coming to the after party?
No. Poor guy. The Novaries. It's the musical segment of the episode. So yeah, after this one, we only have 2 more episodes left. And then we're officially done with the game. So we got 2 more episodes to run. And we're good.
Please, Sarah, anything.
Sorry, Mum, I'm really not supposed to say.
Are we safe?
Hi, I'm Maddie. Jenny just said to ask if you need a touch-up.
Did she? That's my shade, is it?
Yeah,
So
this
yeah,
is my
even
shade.
Megan is a bit worried. Oh, that's mean.
You can run back to Jenny now. Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me. At all, like at all.
They said no one's died, that's all I can say.
10 seconds.
Well, she's clearly covering it up.
She is in tears.
Ugh.
Going in 5, 4.
Yeah, we all know this, the musical segment. And we did very good than usual. I guess the more time I practice this segment, the musical segments get a little bit easier for me. Because I had to do multiple recordings. Trust me, those recordings are hard. No, my recordings. The reason why the episodes have been taking so long is because all the weird screw-ups I've been getting. Not on the games files, but my recording files.
Experiment, I guess, you know.
child-free life without stigma.
Okay.
You know, when I was 14.
Oh, let's see what's going on with Patrick Bannon, the new female Patrick
You
Bannon.
have to cue me. I can't hear properly. Oh, this thing's useless. Are we live? What's happening? No, I can't hear. That's no better actually. Was that a test? It looked like a test. Fight now. Okay. On your go to go.
It's Patrick. Are you okay?
Thank you.
Okay, then she realizes
Mister.
that, yeah, she's flat out lies. After seeing the attacks. Oh, Julia is flat out lying. From what everybody saw.
Was not only predicted, but allowed to happen. Our government have lured disrupt.
Olive, I thought that went quite well.
I think we need to get you to hospital, darling.
Yeah.
Can you get this reported to hospital, please?
Before we go, one final thought. Throughout the programme tonight, we've been receiving reports of disrupt activities throughout the territories. Through a series of coordinated attacks, these terrorists are attempting to undermine Advance's vital work. However, sources at team headquarters have told us that this flaccid revolution was not only predicted, but allowed to happen. Our government have lured disrupt out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have you believe. The military have been actioned, and, well, it's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home and stay with Channel 1, because the team has assured this programme that the turbulence will soon be over, and we can once again focus our minds on building the new future with equality, fairness, and resources for all. My name is Megan Wolfe. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Oh, God, I think I threw up a bit in my mouth just then.
Surprised that there's any room in there with all the lies.
Excuse me, miss. Can you come with me, please?
What? Jim?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Jill, what have you done now?
Sorry, sir, can you please stay in your seat?
That's my wife.
She'll be back in a minute. Just need to have a conversation first.
We're going to need an understudy.
I'll call Jackie. If she's not free, we'll use Jessica, Judith, Justine or Gemma.
Oh, Jenny can sing.
Oh, Megan can piss off.
Yeah, Megan thinks about doing that a lot these days.
So, yeah, that person's dead. And disrupt on the Uprising. So let's give it a listen.
People of the territories, today is the day we take back control. Soon it will be time for you to help us again. Come out of your houses, block the traffic, bring the capital to a standstill. I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question. How can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know. Keep watching.
Okay, after the attack.
Is this not enough? You've just seen them execute unarmed civilians. People like you and me. So why are you watching this? Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be a part of this? March on team headquarters, storm the building, demand elections, demand answers. Be what you were born to be, the once and future free.
And victory is in sight.
Victory is in sight, my friends. You have mobilized. You have come together. From our agents at the television networks risking arrest and getting those words to you, to the many hundreds and thousands gathering to invade team headquarters. As I speak, we are turning the tide, and it is time for change. Tonight we topple their regime, and we also silence their mouthpiece, Channel 1.
That's
time
my
to
job.
wake up.
Dicks. Okay, the 20-week war from the last episode. I didn't do these in the last episode.
Last night, freedom fighters working for Disrupt destroyed a farmer-side storage facility in the warehouse district of the capital. You'll no doubt hear it described as terrorism, but our intent was not to provoke fear, but thought. No one was killed in the operation, which destroyed both the warehouse and all its contents. But what were those contents? Drugs. Drugs used in transition centres. Drugs used to kill our elderly and now our sick as well. We know that this extermination cannot be easily stopped, but perhaps it can be slowed, or if you'll forgive me, disrupted. Farmerside are owned by Advance, but then again isn't everything these days. Advance make the glossy TV adverts, the drugs, the transition centres, and the law. No government should have that much power. The power to choose the moment of your death belongs to no one, not even you. The freedom to die is a myth. The only freedom worth fighting for is the freedom to live without fear, in the way you choose. More and more of you are joining Disrupt every day, and with 1,000 tiny acts of resistance, we are stepping closer to the inevitable fall of Advance. Today it is a warehouse. One day soon, it will be the whole system.
The first martyr.
10 weeks ago, Jeremy...
Oh, this is in the dark timeline. If you didn't save Jeremy, cutting to ads, he would commit suicide. And yeah, that would play if you didn't help Jeremy.
We are hearing stories of power fluctuations and what could be minor earthquakes throughout the continent. Stand by. We've lost contact with our benefactors in Urkistan and Konoslava. All our equipment seems to be resetting. Can we get this confirmed? Can we get this verified? I need this verified. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you are receiving this, but if you are, then you have to know. You have to know what's being done right now to our neighbours. This is unprecedented. Our government has committed multiple acts of mass destruction in our name. Nor do I care how you voted. You didn't vote for this. None of us did. This can't be. We are awaiting further news and, oh God. What if they respond?
Okay, I think we're done. So yeah, that's all the disrupt hacks and rushes for this episode. So let's press on. And if you want to see the free documentary on Steam, not for broadcast, like the camera and lockdown. If you want to see the behind the scenes of the free documentary. So yeah, day after an important interview. You arrive at work a little early despite a stressful journey in. You still aren't quite sure of everything that happened, though if the swarm of CCOs all over the building is anything to go by, this isn't just a Channel 1 matter. This is confirmed when you are informed. You need to speak to Bozeman immediately and escorted to his office. You sit nervously outside waiting for your boss. A few minutes later, the boss man arrives, disheveled with a stern-looking CCO in tow. Ah yes, Winston, good. This is Specialist Ables. She will be observing this interview. Please, come inside and take a seat. The rudary-faced man blushes into his office and leaves the door open for you to follow. The few times you've been here before, it was immaculate with everything in its proper place. Not so today. It must be serious for Bozeman to be this flustered. So, Alex, do you know why you're here today? The Bozeman's eyes are sharp and his gaze are fixed on your face from across the desk. Abel's is standing behind you, out of sight, definitely not out of mind. I assume it to do with what happened with Disrupt last night? What happened last night was nothing short of a confirmation of a heinous and outrageous campaign of terror that Disrupt have been reaping on this nation for its territories. Bozeman shouts a glance behind you to the left where your CCO observer is standing, and it is, of course, our duty to root out this rot whenever we find it, to prevent anything like last night happening ever again. I have been asked by Advance to perform interviews with all staff members involved, and will be submitting a personal review of your performance, both during the incident in question and throughout your time here. This can only end well. He shoots you with a quick smile. Don't worry, it'll all be fine. Arranging some papers, Bozeman clears his throat and begins. Obviously, a lot happened last night, and I have a number of interviews to conduct today, so I'd rather none of them take any longer than necessary. Please be brief, concise, and clear in your answers. So let's start with the beginning of the broadcast and work our way through. After the attack of the memorial, you seem to have portrayed the terrorists in a quite sympathetic light. Why? I showed what was happening, the news, that's our job, right? Yes, of course, and with everything in flux, you weren't to know what would happen next. I'm certain you did the best you could, Alex, you always do. Bozeman scribbles some notes down and notes with his pen scratching into the notepad, punctured only by the constant tick-tock of his ordained clock. Hopefully this will all be over soon. There was one thing we noticed during the finale of the notice board. Bozeman picks up some notes on the other side of the desk. You seem to play an odd choice of sound effects relatively early on. Now, the script was expecting laughs, but all three of you chooses play boos. Why did you do that? I thought they were most appropriate choices. Art is subjective, after all. Well, of course, obviously we want all of our shows here at Channel 1 to be as successful as possible, and we all allow our staff a significant degree of autonomy. I'm sure no one would try to fault you for simply having a different sense of humor. You can see Bozeman is frowning as he writes this, clearly not convinced by his own words. Maybe he likes you more than you thought. How many of other people would he be interviewing today? Towards the end of the show, there appeared to be some issues with the sensor equipment. At this point, Bozeman pauses for a moment, putting a lid on his pen and placing it carefully on the desk, perpendicular to his notebook. How do you explain the fact that you censored perfectly acceptable language during the final segment? There seems to be an issue with the machine, frankly. Frank probably forgot to do his checks again. I suppose it's certainly possible that the machine could have malfunctioned, much more likely than the malfunctioning of such a competent employee. We make sure that to have maintenance look at it right away. With the price we paid, I expect it to last at least another 20 years, just like the last one. Bozeman chuckles. How many questions will you have to answer? At this point, Bozeman took out a pair of glasses and placed them somewhat delicately on the end of his nose, and then pointing man leaned forward to examine his notes in detail. Now, obviously, we expected a bit of interference here, They're unavoidable, however, because turning the page to an aggressive pace. Interference is not the same as terrorist propaganda. Would you care to explain how quite so many of their messages found its way onto the airwaves? The machine has been out of date for years. Even the last update didn't make life any easier. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice Specialist Ables is visibly more attuned, awaiting your pulse's response. Well, it's certainly true that accidents happen, and with the various stresses of last night's broadcast, I don't think anyone could begrudge you a slight drop in attention. Bosman smiles warmly as Ables returns to their passive stand. You offer a strained smile back. A loud creak behind the groaning silence as Bozeman leans back in his chair. The tape of that poor Mrs. Brightham. Why did you play it? Help me understand why play that tape. As you met his gaze, you were almost surprised to see an earnest concern in the old man's eyes. I was worried what Disrupt might do if I didn't play it. You watch as Bozeman slowly cleans his glasses before answering. Well, at the end of the day, you chose to do it, Alex. I don't know if I had done the same in your shoes, but I think it is clear enough that you thought it was the right thing to do, and that's all we can ask of you. He clears his throat and leans forwards again with a smile once again on his face. I believe that is all I had for you. Anyhow, thank God it's over. I think that was all the information that we need for now. Thank you. Could we have the room, please? This last is to the CCO, who grudgingly accepts, and you hear the door close behind her. Look, Alex, I don't know how involved you were last night, and frankly, I don't want to know, but honestly, it doesn't look good. I've done what I can because I like you, but I can't promise it will be enough. Let's just go home for now. There's no work for you until we get a new satellite tower up anyway. As you leave, you see what you could almost swear is sympathy in the old man's eyes. Back to normal? So I guess Mr. Bozeman is not a bad person. In some ways. So we move on to 1217. A banquet for some. It is your anniversary, and this year you got a plan. A week away could just be what the doctor ordered for you and Sam. But it won't be cheap. It's more than you could normally spend, but Sam's worth every penny. Sam still hasn't forgotten that you missed anniversary, but you're not made that mistake again in the 3 years since. Damn, Bozeman. With the trip booked, you even took today off so you could go all out and cook a nice meal from scratch. Fancy! Sam's gonna love it. They should be here any minute. Even you and Chris seem to be on the same page for the first time in years. Maybe it's been long enough for them to forgive you, or perhaps they decided they were unfair to ask you. But either way, you're grateful for the newfound peace. They even helped you clean up the house today, so when Sam gets back from work, it'll be pristine. You hear the keys in the lock and put the final touches in place. As Sam steps into the hallway, you waiting in the doorway to the kitchen, dressed to the nines and acting as nonchalant as possible. Alex, what is all this? Oh my God, did you clean? And what's that smell? They gave you a quick kiss as they stepped past you into the kitchen, where the banquet is laid out, candles lit, with Chris and the children standing quietly grinning. Oh my God, Alex, happy anniversary, Sam. Happy anniversary, comes the chorus from your 3 cheerleaders as Sam turns to you, smiling with tears in their eyes. Alex, it's perfect. Sam rushes over and kisses you softly, only breaking off when you get a less than subtle cough from Charlie. So I got officially accepted into the Community Coalition Management Program, Charlie blurs out. And how do you feel about being grandparents, Susie continued. Oh, that's nice. Wait, what? What is that? kidding, I'm kidding. I thought it might be sooner than you think, Susie laughs as Sam grabs the door frame for support. Alright, you two are coming with me before you giving your parents a heart attack. We'll see you later, tomorrow, as in not tonight. With a wink, they finish unhearing Charlie and Susie out of the house. You pull out Sam's chair for them. Why, thank you, Sam says, taking a seat and grinning at you. Sounds like the kids are keeping busy. They shake their heads as you take your own seat opposite to them. Tomorrow for now. You really didn't have to do all this, Alex. I know. I wanted to. I love you, Sam. I love you too. They breathe, admiring the plenty of food you prepare for them. Now, where on earth do I begin? They laugh as you pour the first glass of champagne for the evening. You're very lucky to have such a wonderful family. Who could ask for more? Okay, so a lot of time passes by to 1557. An unwelcome discovery. Oh no. Sam calls had been brief but urgent. Susie was in the hospital and had asked both of you to come. Bozeman was surprisingly understanding, telling you to leave work immediately. You expected at least some hesitation. When you ask at the front desk, they direct you to Susie's room. You ran up 2 flights of stairs along the corridor until you find the right room. Another one? What's that, 5? The 2 nurses outside cut themselves off as you push past into the room. Sam is at your daughter's bedside speaking with a doctor. Susie is in a medical gown. Both faces are streaked with tears. What's wrong? What's happened? The doctor looks sympathetically towards you as you move to put your arms around the pair of them. Susie should have been fine after some time to rest. However, I'm afraid we were unable to save the baby. Ah. Sam hugs Susie as your daughter breaks down into tears. Oh God. I know this is hard to hear right now, but it looks like it could be difficult, if not possible, for you to conceive again. Ah. I am terribly sorry. And if you have any questions at all, I'll be outside. The 3 of you are left alone in the room, hugging tight, as if that could somehow fix this. You poor little girl. You wish there was something you could do. Anything, but there isn't. For now, all you can do is hold her close and protect your daughter as best as you can. That sucks. So we fast forward a lot to 1764, a job down. Everything's ready for you, and Sam had been trying to watch Bullet Man for years, but you missed it in the cinemas and never seemed to be stuck when one of you went to pick up the VHS. I remember those. I was born in the 90s. And we got pay-per-view nowadays. Now that you're just waiting for them to get home and so you can start. You hear the front door open as you put a bowl of popcorn on the coffee table. We're all ready to go. Get your butt in here. Sam comes in with a vacant stare, ignoring both the film and the snacks as they sit down next to you. You have to actually nudge them to break their stupor. Sam, what is it? I've been let go from work. Oh, Sam is just starting to staring into space. Apparently, there just isn't a need for 2 nurse teachers anymore. Not enough children, so they can't justify the expense. Honey, I'm so sorry. It'll be okay. You'll find another place. No, you don't get it. There just isn't a demand for younger years teachers anymore. Not just here, anywhere. I don't know what I'm going to do. What we're going to do. It pulls Sam into a hut. We'll be fine, Sam. We saved well. We'll get through this. No problem. Can avoid coffee. I guess you're right. I just hate putting this burden on you. Sam pulls back back and looks at you. But I find something. I promise. We are a team. They laugh. God, I can't believe I just said that. I sound like a bloody advanced advert. You chuckle. We are though. And we'll get through this together. You flick Bullet Man on, finally finishing the film after years of build-up. It's a typical Hollywood blockbuster, not best sold on its writing, but enjoyable nonetheless. Later that night, long after Sam falls asleep, while condoned in the duvet, you find yourself wide awake thinking about money. How long will your savings actually last? Well, hopefully for 2 more episodes. And now we're fast forwarding to 1975. And it is our second to last broadcast. So at least we still keep our job. The Serenity is our second to last episode. 3 years since the Uprising. And oh my god, Advance went out on this.
For tonight, nothing major to report. Certainly isn't anything you can't handle. Still, at least my daughter's in for Advance's new initiative. That should liven things up a bit here. Keep up the good work.
Okay, so we'll have to hold on to that next time. And yeah, our second to last broadcast. And yeah, we got an advanced new workstation.
Our main headlines tonight.
And we will tackle the second to last chapter next time. So until then, have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you on the very next episode. So bye for now, and have a fantastic day.
What a wild ride this is.